This is a fingering help video for a piece from the current Grade 8 Trinity Classical Guitar syllabus called Rebolico by Pernambuco. It's from this book and it's on page 38. Pernambuco was a Brazilian guitarist, and as I understand it from Google Translate, Rebolico means fuss. So we're thinking rebellion, fuss, that kind of thing. This piece features quite a lot of typical Brazilian type techniques in guitar music. There are a lot of syncopated rhythms, there are a lot of chromatic runs, little slurs which can or cannot be syncopated, and arpeggios and block chords. All of these things are things that you're going to need to think about. The piece is essentially in a rondo form, which would go A, B, A, C, A. In an exam, you wouldn't do any of the repeats that are there, so you would do the second time bar each time. And the thing that you do need to watch out for is that section A, although it comes back 3 times, it has 2 different endings. So I'll go through those as we do it. For each section, I'm going to play it through first and then play it through while talking you through the fingering. This starts straight away with the syncopated rhythm. You can give a little sniff on the opening semiquaver rest, just make sure it's not audible. Little chromatic run, then you go into an E7 shaped chord. Lift your 3rd finger off the F sharp at the end and then take your little finger up to fret 7 for the F sharp in the bar 4. And then 5th position, A major 7 arpeggio. You can end on the fingers 3, 2, 1 if you want, or you can go for 4, 3, 2. 3, 2, 1 enables you to come back on your 3rd finger down to the 2nd fret. If you go for 4, 3, 2, it enables you to keep your middle finger on fret 2 for the next chord. So it's up to you which you choose there. Chromatic again, E7 again, right up to fret 9th position, and there's another A6 arpeggio. Back to that opening phrase and the chord, but this time you're going into 2nd position. That is a C sharp 7 pattern. If it were in 1st position, you call it C7. It's C sharp 7 since it's in 2nd position, and it's just an arpeggio. Middle finger on the G sharp at the end of the bar, full bar at the 2nd fret in the next bar, and then little finger does a little slur in a chromatic phrase. Back to 1st position for that. in the end bit there's a note with a little cross next to it. You may or may not have come across this before. It's an F double sharp, which ends up being a G. That's why it's got a 0 on it. So you just play it as an open G. And again, it ends up being chromatic. Section A has some different endings. You're not going to do the repeat, so we'll ignore that one. Thinking about the second time bar, the first playing of section A, it essentially goes straight into section B. So when you've done, that's the lead into section B. On the second and third playings of section A, and that includes right at the end, there's an open E and then half bar at the 5th fret, middle finger over onto the 3rd string to give you a C sharp. We're going to take section B as starting from the second quaver of the second time bar there. So starting on that open E in first position, going into second. Now in the book it tells you to use an open E. I would use a fingered E. And that helps me get a full bar at the 2nd fret, so that when I move my little finger back and take my middle finger off, then I've got that A under there. So it will go and then. Don't forget these little slurs, especially the ones that go from an off beat to a note that is on the beat. When you do that, it slightly emphasises the offbeat note, which is a very South American music kind of thing to do. Now, carrying on from the end of the next bar, you're starting in first position, use the open E to move into 6th position for that E sharp on the 2nd string. There's another F double sharp. This time it's an octave higher. Play it with the 3rd finger on string 2, fret 8. Back into 3rd position for the end of that arpeggio bit. So that run should go and then you get 2nd fret bar again. I'm covering 4 strings to start with, and then I lengthen it to cover all 6. Personally, I prefer to have the end of my finger on the lowest note that I'm playing in a bar. So in that case, I would put the end of my finger on string 4. I don't find it's any problem to lengthen a bar quickly like that. You may prefer to put the bar across fully to start with. and then next bar you end up on a B7 chord, and then it's the same as it was to start with. Up to there it's the same, and then you get I put a bar down at the 4th fret. You're going to have to really stretch out your little finger for that. You don't need to have the bar completely pressed down to start with. That may help you, but then you are going to need to have it pressed down to get that D sharp there. 4th finger. I shorten the bar for the reasons that I've already given. I like to have the end of my finger on the bass note that I'm playing. Back into 1st position. That's not really a bar, a full bar, but it's on the way to being a full bar, so you don't have to have it all pressed down yet, but here you do. And then 2nd time bar, 1st finger and 2nd finger, slide them up, harmonic on the 12th fret. Now section C is the only one that starts on the beat. There's no lead into section C, so you can emphasise that 1st chord. There is a little run of what I would call offbeat slurs. They start off the beat each time. So it slightly syncopates the rhythm there. And then it's not exactly a full bar yet, 2nd fret, but it will be by the end of that bar. You don't need to lay it down fully until you get to that F sharp. Middle finger on the E, bring it back, 5-string bar, and then 2nd position, 1st position, 6th position, use the open strings that you've just been playing, the B, E, B, use that to move, 6th position, middle finger, 7th fret, 4th string, there's the E sharp, 6th fret, 2nd string, slide that up to the 9th fret, and then half bar on the 9th fret, with your 2nd finger on for the high D. Little finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, then lift the bar, open string, move back to 1st position, that chord is in 6th position, 1st finger, 3rd finger, middle finger. The rhythm's a little bit of a strange one to look at, but having counted it out, that's all it is. And then it's the same as it was when you started section C. Same little run of offbeat slurs. That's the same, and then that's the same, but stay in 2nd position this time. That's all fairly straightforward. That is a straightforward chord, little finger, third finger, middle finger on string 2, first finger on string 3. However, it's all quite spread out and it can be difficult to get after that and make it smooth. And then half bar, 7th fret, little finger, 10th fret.